Hey there guys, and welcome back to Sunless Skies. We've just been to Krillon. And now, do we want to go to Titania? So, technically speaking, what we could do is we could go to Titania, and then we could have gone to Titania probably, and then gone back to Winchester, docked in to reset our terror. Unfortunately, I took on quite a bit of terror by failing some of those things. So it's probably going to boost our terror up to 4. Before we would manage to get back to Titania, even if we were travelling in the right direction. Sheepdog. We could travel back there regardless and drop stuff off. But that wouldn't be long enough really for the video. I think what we'll do is we'll at least go to Port Avon and do a search for the new place, and we'll probably finish if we find the new place, or possibly die. There we go. So yeah, let's talk about this game while we're going on a massive search for things. It's a fun game, it really is. Again, like I've said this earlier, I understand why it's not for everyone. You know, people like certain aesthetics, people like certain things. Not everyone wants to read a crap ton of text and get really into a story. Oh, visitation, an invitation to dinner. The cold is sharp again today. Engineers have already had to fix 2 burst pipes. Your thoughts turn to the bristle-moustached corpse who have been clinging to the hull of your ship. He must be cold out there and hungry. The dead are always hungry, aren't they? Invite him in for dinner. It would be the charitable thing. Sure. Oh. He is unexpectedly good company. You laugh so hard, wine sears your sinuses. Later you learn he has enlightened views on the subject of inheritance, but by God can he eat. The crew seems to be giving the galley a wide berth. How considerate of them. So we got a salvage secret, we gained 16 terror, and we lost 1 supply. Onwards. Well, what an interesting chap. Do we have any money? 35 supplies. I seem to suspect that is not quite enough for supplies, unfortunately. Oh, okay. And the air will sound a different song, the playing of indolent harps no more, but the furious beating of wings, which are the hymns of carnage. Lo, how the multitudes scatter before it, but there is no safe horizon to which they may flee, for the chorister hive is now the sky, and the sky does crash upon Titania. Rally to the defence of the sovereign school. Bees out of Armageddon have come to swallow Titania, but you'd be damned if they need to take down good British architecture. That's strength of the sovereign school. Okay. So standing hasn't changed because it's lower than 1. Standing law of yore remains unchanged at 5. Gain 500 experience. You have a gourd of chorister nectar, a tale of terror, and we gained new terror because of course we bloody did. We're not putting any of this in because we don't have money and other reasons. We can't. We do have a gourd of chorister nectar that we can sell now. Stop that. Let's keep going. We'll go to Port Avon. Our terror's pretty bloody high now, though. A little bit to the left, to the right there. So yeah, I understand why people wouldn't be endeared to this game or wouldn't want to do it because they don't want to, you know, they don't want to play a game where you've got a lot of reading, you've got a lot of lore and stories and that kind of thing. It's something that I really enjoy, and a lot of people watching, like, when I did the live stream of this, there were quite a lot of people there, but there weren't very many people chatting because everyone was just sitting back and watching. And one of my mods actually said, like, he'd been just chilling the entire time. Like, you know, there wasn't anything to do as a mod really, because people weren't coming in and asking questions that much. People weren't coming in. They basically, most of the people who came in and said anything were like, "Hey, sheep," or you know, so they were either regulars or they were people who were just like, "Yo, I love this game," and then they just sat back and watched it. You know, they were like, "Yo, I loved Sunless Sea," and then they were just like, "Okay, so now let's just watch." Let's just watch the game. There was no kind of commenting on the gameplay or anything like that. It was literally just like, fuck it, let's just enjoy this shit. So, you know, I understand that totally. You know, it's a kind of idea type thing I can get behind there. There we go. Port Avon. Write a port report. There we go. Host a tea party. We need a caddy of dried tea for that. Salon stewed gossip. Old storehouse. We still can't afford supplies. We don't have a crate of nostalgic crockery. Can't sell anything there. So I guess we'll just carry on. Yeah, just carry on. Kind of just passing through, I guess. And we should go out this way, though. So kind of like here. So yeah, you know, it's just, it is, like, even in a live stream, it is just one of those games where mostly people just sit back and go, take me away, dude. Okay, I did choose the right way, good. They're just like take me away, mate. Like I'm not here to give backseat advice. I'm not here to like interject or like say stuff, you know, anything like that. I'm here to watch you play this game, and I want to sit back and enjoy it, you know. And I've played other games similar to this, which are the same. My supplies are in a little bit of a funk. But nevertheless, we need to search. Nope. Okay. Go this way a little bit more. There's one place that I haven't found every single time. And it's the place I'm looking for. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, though. I'm assuming this isn't it. I also can't tell if that's to be avoided. No, it can't. Yeah. Okay, let's search out here. I'm going to be buggered for supplies, I think. Aha! There it is, there it is. Yeah, I thought it was around here somewhere. So this is probably the last place, and you see what I mean when I say, like, play a few hours and you'll be good currently in this game. You know, like, obviously you're not going to do everything, but you don't want to do everything in games like this. You know, not until it's a lot more solid. Like, it probably doesn't have to be fully released, but you want, like, some meaty content. And, you know, drifting spores clog your engines, chimneys, it splutters and it coughs, expunging them with a belch of searing steam. I think it's up this way a little bit. Ooh, what is this place? Ew. Fungi? Well, actually, yes, I am a... Yeah, no. It's a... Bad joke. So here's Hybris. This is the place I was looking for. And this is the place I've repeatedly failed to find. Fledgling colony trying to dig its fingernails deep enough into the spongy fungal fabric of the Reach to cling on when hard times come. It's a sad truth that many more settlements are founded than flourish. Okay. So we've got Venerable Welcome Party has gathered. You're welcomed in Hybris. Something is changing in Hybris. Welcome, welcome to our little hideaway in the skies. Watch your step. That one's about to fruit. True enough, a little white sack at your feet suddenly breaks apart as snaking thick red tendrils of fungus explode outwards. The mayoral assistant, a severe woman of slightly less advanced years, guides the mayor to a nearby bench. You're welcome here as long as you like, as long as you need. From whatever you leave behind, here you are safe. Explore settlement. Game of Bowls has been organised on the flattest bit of marsh anyone could locate. You're invited to participate by the mayoral assistant, who proves herself a mean backhand draw. When all is over and everyone has retired for squeezed fungal juices at the Brendan, the wizened mayor takes you aside. This is what it's all about. A second youth. First, in most cases. He grins conspiratorially. Take tea at the Brendan. It's going to cost me 5 sovereigns. I think I'll pass. Gather a port report. Make a delicate inquiry. Search for Madame Lumiere. Loud curses lead you towards an elderly woman fiddling with an antiquated camera. Its lens is trained on a pile of rotting purple fungus that resemble crocuses. I think it's crocus-eye, isn't it? Maybe not. She sighs and shuts the frame. That'll do. She offers a trembling hand. Lumiere, once a renowned explorer and filmmaker, now, as you see. A cough rattles through her. You from New Winchester? I'll leave with you. I can pay my way. I'm done here, and my lungs won't tolerate much more of this. She smells wanly. I have a premiere to plan. So we got 15 sovereigns from that, which means we can get some supplies as well, which is good. Wander the Wilds, Delicate Inquiry, Sample of Hybris Pus. Yes. Oh, nice. Difficulty in collecting samples isn't in having to climb or fighting off creatures who are all teeth and claws. It's abiding the smell. Onwards. Let's see what we got here. We do have supplies for sale, which is good. Okay, so let's go. Now, we could go there and then there, and I think we should. I'm not going to search for new places. I have doubts that any other new places exist. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Circus, because we've got a thing to kind of turn in. And then we're going to go to Leadbeater and Stainrod's Nature Reserve. I think we have enough to go to both. I don't know about our Terror. It's currently on Haunted and it's going up. But it will mean that we manage to hand in a few things, and then we'll have a lot of port reports to return for money, hopefully. We could go even further and go up to Lustrum, but I don't want to quite yet. Ah, the moon. Yes, the moon. Is that a thing? That isn't. I'm pretty sure that is. So yeah, I mean, you know, this is the purpose of this 7-day series is to show you a game, basically. I like showing you guys games as they're released, as they kind of take fruition. And this 7-day series is basically show you that even on the onset of this early access game, it's quite interesting. You know, hopefully I introduce you to a new game. Otherwise, I show you gameplay footage of extended gameplay footage of a game that you are interested in. So, you know, you can make a better decision as to what kind of state it's in, and you know, whether you want to keep an eye on it, whether you want to buy it and support it, whether you want to buy it and play it immediately, you know, all these kind of things. Like a one-off video, as I've said, will, you know, is great to introduce people to games, is great to kind of like just do a quick one-off thing for people. But I find like the 7-day series is a bit more solid without doing a full series on it, you know? It gives you enough of a taste of a game, usually, to decide whether you want to get it yourself without spoiling things. Okay. Oompa Oompa of Circus stuff. Alright. So yeah, you know, would I suggest this game? No. Because I don't, in general, I tend to find that games are very subjective on whether you enjoy them or not. So recommending a game is very much down to taste most of the time. So talk to bereaved actor. I say we want to go and see we want to do a port report, and then go talk to the ringmaster. No, there's someone we had to talk to. We can buy supplies again. We can sell a caddy of dried tea here. How's our money? Bad. Okay. Let's keep going. So it's like that. So yeah, like, this is the thing I've found in general, is that it's fine to say, like, I enjoy this game. But when people say, would you advise this game? Oh, a new friend. Hello. The Bristol Moustache Corpse takes you aside. He must speak with you regarding a matter of personal importance. In the solitude of your cabin, he breaks into brittle sobs. You watch beads of ice squeeze painfully from his tear ducts. He's so lonely out on the hole. Could he not stay inside? He has picked out a cabin. Unfortunately, it's currently occupied. Eject your crew member. The two of you escort the bewildered crewman to an exterior hatch. At that point, the crewman begins incredulously to struggle. In the end, you have to expel them by force. As they plummet, screaming into the sky, you close and seal the door. Nasty draft. Okay. So he's living in... This guy seems like he's my friend now, so... And I've clearly gone insane. I think this is a terror thing, maybe. And I think I'm raving mad. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Screw it. Let's do this. Let's eject a crew member for my friend who is insane. And possibly I'm insane and he's not real. Fuck it, right? Anyway. So yeah, I quite often get people saying, you know, if I enjoyed Sunless Sea, will I enjoy Sunless Sky? Yeah, it's, you know, they say if I enjoy this, will I enjoy that? It's like, well, yeah, you know, if it's very similar, especially if it's a sequel and they haven't, you know, they haven't changed the formula too much, it's just more of the same and, you know, maybe a few polishes and that kind of thing. Like, yeah, of course you'll enjoy it. You know, like, ultimately... The best a gameplay commentator, I don't know what I'd call myself. I'm not really a Let's Player, because I don't actually do that many Let's Plays. You know, I'll do series, but they're not really Let's Plays. You know, Let's Player is a very vague term, and it's used less and less, you know. So, as someone who plays video games and does videos on video games, the best I can really do is show you the game and tell you what I think of it. If we get into, like, scores, you know, like, how many out of 10 would you give this? Well, that's stupid, because if I give it an 8 out of 10, because I enjoy it, you know, ignoring the fact that it's not finished for a start, if I give it an 8 out of 10... that means nothing to you because you don't know what I'm, you know, you don't know what I'm basing it on and what I enjoy. You know, that kind of thing gets very weird for me. Here we go. So, gather a port report. We'll converse with the fellow captains, although they'll say the exact same thing. Turning in your research. Hand in a sample of Hybris pus. There we go. You are thanked for your efforts and asked to wait while the company sorts out your rewards. Might be a couple of days. Soon the phlegmatic researcher summons you to collect your reward. He hardly waves his cane in greeting when you enter. Awful stuff, he frowns. No redeeming virtues. Foul to every sense, and I include the moral one here. Never eat of Hybris. Promise me you never ever will. So, lost progress... gained sovereigns, really not very many. Wow. Okay, let's head back and see if we can get to... We can probably get to New Winchester. Ooh, can we? If we go the right way, we can. So on this final stretch, let's talk about the game. We may perish on the way. I don't know. So yeah, we that's kind of like my thoughts on reviews and things like that. Having said that, I do like to give a little bit of my own opinion because people have requested it, you know, on multiple occasions. They're like, you know, can you just say what you think about the game at the end, so you know we have at least an idea of your opinions, having played it for 7 episodes. You know, 7. Yes, it's seven episodes. And this is the type of game I enjoy. It depends how it goes. With Sunless Sea, as good as it was and as much as I enjoyed it, there are a lot of things about it that are not how I would like them. And it's nothing really specific, even. You know, it's like when I play a pirate game, and it's really, really fun to sail around as a pirate, to be a pirate, to blow stuff up. But I always think to myself, how cool would it be if you could set up like a base of operations on some deserted island, and just start building up a you know, kind of pirate cove base thing. And, you know, how cool would it be if you could do this or that? You know, it's like in Choices games, how they can be really good, you know, in kind of story-based games where you're presented with choices as being important. Like the Telltale games, which I hate. But, you know, other ones include, like, the Star Wars MMO. I just keep thinking, like, how cool would it be if this is how it worked, you know, like, you can agree to something, but with the proviso of you're not going to keep your word. You know how I was going to kill you last? I lied. That's not the exact quote, but it's quote enough. I meant to say close, just for the record. Yeah, so, you know, these kind of things, they come to the forefront of my mind. And in this game, that is very much true. Like, I will think to myself, what if this, you know? Like, what if you could... What if it was a bit more... what's the word? What if it was a bit less, like, abstract? Like, a lot of this game is fairly abstract, and I get a feel for the world, but I also don't get a feel for the... I get a feel for the atmosphere. I don't get as much of a feel for the world, because everything's very static, and everything's... You know, you keep visiting the same place, and not much changes. Like, the things you can do there change, the people there maybe change, you know, there are new quests and things like that, but the places, the visuals of it doesn't change that much. And I think that's one of the issues I can have with this. No. We're so low on fuel, I was worried we weren't going to make it. We're just about going to make it. Also, we've got 4 storylets available, which is interesting. Adrift, you've used the last of your fuel. Pistol has vanished from the armory, knives are disappearing, the signs of a mutiny. Mirrors isn't really going to help us here. Conduct a lottery, and the winners birch the losers. This should undermine mutinous alliances. Gain terror, lost a hull. Okay. Wow, our terror is low. There we go. Okay, so new Gazette. Read the latest news. Secret factory operating on Lostrum has been discovered by Takati raiders. Report from Sweet Jane indicates all workers were lost, assets were secure. No official response. Company engines been cited leaving Port Prosper in larger than usual numbers. Oh, whoops. So go to New Winchester, drop off Madame Lumiere. We got 5 sovereigns for that, and day of the premiere quality is now. Okay. Encourage others to seek adventure. We need 3 sky stories for that. Can't do it. Can't partially repair the hull because it costs 50 sovereigns. We have 30. Okay, so let's go to Victory Hall. Speak to Yao. We get 9 favor, 4 fuel, 3 supplies, 180 sovereigns. Not too bad. We can trade a favor for a savage secret. We don't really need that, so we won't. We could buy fuel and supplies. However, I think it's the end of the video here, really. I think we've done everything. Well, you know, I don't think we need to do more. So that's still there. The Albert clock's finished. They're building new clock tower. Got the unwelcome truth. Delivering a settler. Again, I don't think we got that option. I must have been going to the wrong place. Like, I must have been looking at the wrong options, like here. She wants to come back to New Winchester. There's a premiere soon. You're invited. All his memories are his own. The curate needs freeing. Then we got a whole load of Lustrum stuff and identity lost. You're unable to find anything conclusive in Lustrum, but I guess we can go. You could probably go back and look again. So there you go, guys. That is a 7-day series for Sunless Skies, not Sunless Seas. Keep making that mistake in my head and correcting myself just before I start talking. It's a good game. It's in early access. I wouldn't advise you buying it to play it, but if you want to buy it to support it, in the hopes of it being good, the hopes of it being more complete in the future, go for it. Like, you know, you can get a couple of hours out of this just checking things out, but I'd advise you to save it until they've released more, you know. And I grabbed this myself because I knew that I'd enjoy it. You know, I've played a few hours. I'm going to leave it now till it's been released a bit more, and we'll maybe do a few more live streams of it once it's got more content. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the 7-day series. Another one coming soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Always helps out a lot, and of course I do really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one.